Hi guys, Colleen from Walking the Resonant Path here. I just wanted to do a book review of book reviews of 4 books that I have finished reading in the time since I saw you last. They're actually going to go in order of what I like least to what I like the best out of the 4. Usually I would read the blurb on the back, and I'll do that with most of them. But the first one, A Year in Provence by Peter Mayle, that is a second-hand book, and the blurb is all ripped, so I'll just tell you about it. It's about a guy called the author, Peter Mayle, and his wife. And it's about when they moved to Provence, and they moved to live there in Provence. And they tell you all about, what it was like moving to Provence, living there, about building their stone house that they were building on their vineyards and all that sort of stuff, and about travelling around Provence. Now, the thing is with this, what I really liked was the descriptions of the food. If you like descriptions of food, there was really good descriptions of food and some nice descriptions of, the scenery, the landscape. But the thing is, the boring bit, and I'm afraid it was quite boring, because the rest of it was, talked about plumbing, talked about stonework, talked about, just what they like, having some friends over and stuff. It really wasn't very interesting. It didn't have a story to drive you forward at all, really. It was more, as I said, the best things were a description of food. I could almost taste the food. And there were other things I didn't like in there, like things about hunting for sport. And some of it was very classist as well, and a little bit looking down on people like tourists. And yet they would have been tourists before. Before they'd moved, they would have been tourists, so that was a bit much, and things like that. So, as I said, what I liked was a description of foods and scenery. What I didn't like was the hunting for sport, the looking down on other people a bit, and also just the story was boring and didn't move forward. So I would give it 2 cauldrons, and that's A Year in Provence by Peter Mayle. The next one is The Power, and that's The Power by Rhonda Byrne. And it says, "You are meant to have an amazing life. In this book, I want to show you the way to an amazing life. There is so much good for you to know about life, and it's all good. In fact, it's beyond good, it's phenomenal. Life is so much easier than you think it is, and as you come to understand the way life works and the power you have inside you, you'll experience the magic of life in its fullness, and then you'll have an amazing life. Let the magic of your life begin." Now, what I liked about this book is obviously, having a positive attitude and thinking positive things and trying to make the best out of all situations. That's all great. But this was very much about the power of attraction. And in some ways, I believe in the power of attraction. I believe in sending out good and sending out love and those things, and she was talking about. But what I don't like about this book is it makes you feel like if you've been a good person all your life and done good things and crappy things have happened to you, that is kind of your fault, because apparently you must have been underneath subconsciously wanting something from it. I don't like that attitude, because some people are just nice because they're nice, and some people are not really nice and have really shitty lives and shitty things happen to them. So I don't like that aspect. I like all the positivity and, sending out love and goodness. And I do believe you should have a good frame of mind if you can. And even in hard situations, you got to try and make the best of it. Even when you're really angry at life, or really upset or confused by life, you got to try and, work through that. But, sometimes, shit happens, doesn't it? And it's not necessarily that you thought anything or that you wanted anything from anything you were doing. It's just, you could be the greatest person and just do nice things for no reason all the time, and crap happens to you, and people are mean sometimes. And so that's what I didn't like about this book. So, I had some problems with some of the theories and some of the ideas in the book. But as I said, I like the, you should give out love and kindness as much as you can, and people should give that back to you. I like that idea. But anyway, I will give this book 2.5 cauldrons, because I really wasn't, don't like the fact that people needed to feel bad if bad things happened to them and thought they did something to make it happen, because, it's about the law of attraction, really, and it doesn't mean if you're nice always the great things are going to come, but being nice will help you not feel so bad about it, perhaps. Okay, well, that's book number 2, 2.5 cauldrons. The next one is by Ask Your Guides by Sonia Choquette, and sorry if I'm saying it wrong, but I think it's Choquette. And what this says is, and it's called, as I said, Ask Your Guides. We're all spiritual beings with a spiritual support system on the other side. This support system oversees and helps us guide our lives from the instant we are born to the moment we leave our physical bodies and return to spirit. Not only knowing this fact is a severe handicap, as the universe is designed to care for and nurture all its creatures and help make our life's journey easier and more successful. When we learn how to connect with our angelic guides, our lives naturally fall into a pattern of ease and flow, during which we nurture our souls, fulfill our life's purpose, and make our time on earth endlessly entertaining. This fascinating and inspirational book by Sonia Choquette provides all the information you need to help you connect with your spirit guides so you can enjoy all the love, abundance, and joy you're entitled to. I thought this was okay, as in, if you're a beginner and you don't naturally connect with spirit guides and other beings and angels, it's a good beginner's guide. It had things to do in it, and I always like books with meditations or exercises or way to connect to people if you don't know how, or guides if you don't know how. That's good, and it had things about different types of spirit guides. See, in the front, it's like got archangels and spirit guides and runners and helpers and teacher guides and animal guides and joy guides and light beings and all that sort of stuff. Now, what I found, as I said, is the exercises were good and the general information was good. But what I think it lacked is more specific information. I would have liked more really specific information about different, even though it had runners and helpers and things about maybe different angels, because she's really the angel woman, if you know who Sonia Choquette is. She's knows a lot about angels, and I would like more specific information about different angels, or perhaps different animal guides or different things. But it's really good for the beginners and just for some little exercises that can help you link into your intuition. And I will give this 3 cauldrons. So that is Ask Your Guides by Sonia Choquette. Okay, the next is a classic, and that is Turn of the Screw by Henry James. A young governess secures a position at a remote country estate. Sorry, this is written on really hard paper to read. Taking charge of the 2 bright, angelic-looking children. Soon she begins to feel a malign presence, and believing that the children are in mortal danger, she sets her will against the powerful evil forces abroad, a battle for their very souls. Laced with teasing ambiguities, The Turn of the Screw is a bone-chilling, sinister tale described by the author as a trap for the unwary. Now, Turn of the Screw is a classic, and I love Turn of the Screw. I don't love it, but I really like it, I love what I like about Turn of the Screw is it does just creep along and doesn't give away everything at once. And of course, I love Gothic stories, and Turn of the Screw is a classic Gothic story set in a mansion, and a young governess comes to look after the kids, and then something eerie is going on, and there are figures in the shadows, and there are churches and graveyards and all that sort of stuff. You have to be able to cope with the Elizabethan type of language, because this was written in, the 1800s, I'm pretty sure. Or 1900s, about 1900 I actually think it was written in. Can't see here. But yeah, back then. And it has sort of that Elizabethan-y language. But, I really like that language, because I read a lot. If you may be a person that struggles with that language, you might not like it. But I like it, and my favourite author is Shakespeare, so I don't have any problem with it. But some people I know don't like it and find it makes a book really tough to read or boring. So if you're one of those people, you won't like it. But I just loved all the Gothic stuff, all the, as I said, the ghosts, the curtains, the leading eerily up to what's going to happen next. The only thing I'm not huge on with the Turn of the Screw is the ending. I've always found the ending of Turn of the Screw kind of disappointing. And so that's why, I would give it 3.5 cauldrons, because I really, really like it, but I don't love it. But, I love it in the fact that it's Gothic, but the ending is disappointing, which is why it loses, a 1.5 stars, because endings are important, I think, in books, really, really important, and even if the whole book's good, that can really bring it down. But I really do like The Turn of the Screw, and I would give that 3.5 cauldrons. Well, I just wanted to do some book reviews for you of books I've finished reading, and I hope you have a glorious day and do whatever resonates within your soul. Bye now.